Alright guys, we're about to enter the Home Depot distribution center here in Grand Prairie, Texas, or Dallas, Texas, whichever you prefer. Got a truck in front of me, but the way it works is I'll pull up to where he is and then go inside, give them a pickup number, and then they'll tell me to go in. There's an office up in the front of the building where Maverick has an employee or two, and that's where I'll get my paperwork. But I'm expecting for the load not to be ready, and they'll probably tell me to go get in the live load line, because it's only 8:31. It'd be great if it's already preloaded and out on the lot, but I'm not expecting that, so we'll see. Okay folks, so checked in. She looked up my order in the system and said it's not ready, as expected. She said I could pull on around to the, you know, where the Maverick personnel works in the front of the building and see what they say. So let's do that. Put myself on yard move here so I can go a little faster. Yeah. This is one of the reasons why it's kind of a bummer to get into the Dallas area. Because of the fear of having to come here. They got tons of loads here. You can see some of them here to the left. They probably got, I'm just looking across the lot, there's probably 50 or more loads already sitting out here preloaded, but the one I need is not ready. Of course, you know, Maverick's giving me a load that will get me home. This one goes to Rogers, Arkansas, and it's you know, close enough that they gave it to me as a home load. Now we do have some dedicated crew that drives day cab trucks here and delivers, you know, to some of the more local Home Depot stores. But it also services, I think it services stores in Little Rock. Seems like I've had a pickup from here that I've delivered to 2 different stores in Little Rock, Northwest Arkansas, just to give you an idea. So over there to the right, here's a little office, and that's where I'm gonna go talk to the Maverick people in there and see what's up. All right, folks, put myself on yard move. So I've been in the office there waiting for almost an hour. The lady just told me I can pull around to the back to get in the live load line. There's another Maverick driver that caught up to me as I was walking back to my truck. He's in the same situation, so he's gonna follow me because he's never live loaded here. Oh man, so this, you know, if they could get me in there and get me loaded fairly quickly, you know, then it'll take another hour to get into the tarping area, get the tarps on, get it strapped and all. I mean, it's going to take at least a couple of hours to get out of here, and that's if I'm lucky. That's if I'm lucky. There's a driver I just passed there in the, he's in a day cab truck. I'm going to turn down this aisle here to give you more of a look. So you can see, you know, here's a Maverick driver to the right that's obviously got a preload. So, you know, if that's the case, you just drop your empty trailer, hook up to that one, get it secured. The only good thing about this for me is that I get to keep this trailer. Because this is a good trailer. I've had it for about a month. But, you know, it's just the frustrating thing. That other Maverick driver behind me that's going to follow me around here said he's been here a few times, and one time he had to wait like 7 hours. You know, it's just, that's the common story here. It's that's the frustrating thing, you know. I told him, I said, you know, I've probably been here 8 or 9 times, and I can only remember once when my load was actually ready. It's just very frustrating. You know, it won't be so bad. I'll have enough time on my clock if I can get out of here, you know, in 3 or 4 hours. I'll still be able to get home. But, you know, another frustrating thing about this is, you know, they put your loading appointment time between 1 p.m. and midnight. That's what it is for my load. It'll be like that for probably all the loads on today's assignment. So my detention pay won't even start until 3 p.m. If I'm still here at 3 p.m., I mean, you know, my day is screwed. So that's how it really screws you too, you know. I mean, they send me here. I get here at, say, 8:30 a.m. My load's not ready, and I'm not even eligible for detention pay to begin until 3 p.m. You know, I mean, by Maverick rules, I mean, I should have been eligible for detention pay starting 2 hours after I got here, which would have been about 10:30. Man, there's hardly any spots back here to park. They got preloaded trailers parked back here everywhere. Wow. All right, so I'm gonna park right here so it'll be easy to, well, that's not a parking spot. Ah! Man. Heck, there's not any parking spots. Goodness gracious alive. Oh well, let me see where I'm going to park. All right, folks. Well, I moved into a different parking spot, and about 15 minutes after that, I felt something moving on the trailer back behind me, and I looked back there, and the guy was putting a pallet of some kind of lumber or something on the trailer. I said, "Are we getting loaded out here?" He said, no, I'm just putting this one up here because I'm close to it. But he told me I could come on in to loading zone number 7. But he also said they're about to go on lunch break. So, he said you can either wait outside because you can run your truck outside but not inside, in case I wanted to sit out here with the AC on. But I wasn't going to do that anyway. I'm just running my bunk AC. I was just sitting back there watching a movie. Alright, so you got to stop, toot your horn, and I'm looking for number 7. Speed limit is 5 in here. Big place. And your work order for these loads will always say that you're getting lumber. But that's not exactly correct. It'll say lumber, but it could be just about anything. Like we used to say, aisles 5 through 8. Alright, so here's number 7 here to the left. I'm going to get parked over here and just wait a while. Alright folks, well, I'm finally loaded. Let's get on out to the tarping shed. Woo! It's hot in here. So it's about 12:25. I've been here for 4 hours. And it'll probably take me a good, at least an hour, because I'm only partially strapped. Another Maverick driver there still getting loaded, and then there's at least one back behind me that I can see. Anyway, the loader had me put 4 belly wraps on, or gut straps I should say, over the lower level, and then he put some lighter stuff like plastic piping and maybe some ladders, that kind of stuff on top. So I've got 4 gut straps, and then I've got 4 more straps already thrown over part of the load. I was able to do that while I was waiting on him to finish. So I've still got several straps to throw and secure, and then have to get the tarps on. You know, they have guys out here working in the tarping station that, you know, you basically get your big tarps out, and then they come and drape them over the load for you, and then you basically have to bungee them down. So, you know, it's not as hard as some places. Just giving you a look. It's a busy place. Just wish they were a little more timely with how they, you know, the real problem seems to be that we get sent here for loads before the load is even due to be ready. But I'm telling you, and you can ask any Maverick driver that's been here very often, you just have a risk of blowing many hours. Many hours. And you know, it's just, and like for me today, You know, I should be already 2 hours into detention pay because I've been here 4 hours. But like I said before, my detention time won't activate until 3 p.m., 2 hours after the loading period began. You know, I'll be gone by then, so, you know. Basically, you know, I should have approximately 4 hours of detention pay on this load. Instead, I won't have any. All right, now that I'm out of there, let's put myself on yard move. Okay. Gotta take it easy because all the stuff on the back half of the trailer is not secured at all. So after I get secured and tarped in here, I'll go back into the office and get my shipping papers. Try to get out of here before the Dallas traffic gets horrendous. Alright, so let's just pull in right here. At least it's in the shade. Alright, I'll show you more later. Alright guys, so I've got it secured. I'm going to show you a little bit of the guys draping the tarp over. You see the apparatus there. They just lay the tarp out, put it on these hooks, and then it raises and drapes it over the load. And then they'll position it here, drape the front one over, and then I'll bungee it down. I wasn't able to show you the securements yet because they got the tarp up there before I could get out and get things going. But a lot of straps. This stuff's pretty easy, just pallets of lumber, but back here we got an assortment of things. Ladders, plastic pipe, cement board, all kinds of stuff. So I'll go through and recheck all the straps after they're done, make sure everything's good and tight. We'll get out of here. I'm gonna go on over and get my paperwork while they're working on the tarps. All right, laddies. Let's get on out of here. This truck's kind of parked in my way there. I'm gonna go out this way. Give you a look at things this way. You know what? I'm just gonna go through here because that looks kind of jammed up out there with lots of Maverick trucks. Woo! Oh, it's plenty hot, plenty hot. So as you can see, lots of preloaded stuff as I head out this way. Makes you wonder, why is it I had to wait 4 hours for a live load when they got so many loads sitting here? Oh, I guess none of them were going my way. none of them are going my way. Woo. Well, the good thing is I got to keep this trailer. I have kind of gotten fond of this trailer. I'm just giving you a look at the yard. It's a big place. And up until maybe a couple of years ago, this was located at a different facility. Not too far away, but a few miles, and it was a lot smaller. So at least this one has much more space, I'll give them that. Much more capacity. More room to move around and all that. But, woo! Let's see, let me refresh my GPS here. Woo! It's 342 miles from here to the Maverick North Little Rock yard. I think I have to stop here at the entry gate and show her my paperwork so she can check me out. So let me stop and do that. All right, folks, a little update from the road for you. I'm on I-30 eastbound in Texas. I just stopped a few miles back at the little rest area there near Cumbie, Texas. Did a load check. Made a cup of coffee. And I also called my customer where I'm going to be delivering Monday morning. Home Depot store in Rogers, Arkansas. Because it says they have overnight parking, which most Home Depot stores do. But I wanted to clarify which store it was, you know, because there's one Home Depot store up there that really doesn't have any parking. I mean, they do, but it's kind of across the street in another parking lot, kind of like at a bookstore. So I wanted to know which one I was going to, and from, you know, I called and it took me a couple of tries, but I got somebody in receiving that, and I was looking at the store on the map while I was talking to him, and from his description, it sounds like, you know, a different Home Depot, not the one I was thinking of, but I do think I've been to this Home Depot once before, and it has you know, plenty of room around the back, kind of easy to get into, plenty of room around the back for parking, which is what he said. So, and they start receiving at 6 a.m. on Monday morning. So probably what I'll do is leave late Sunday afternoon and get up there Sunday night, be there first thing Monday morning and get the week going. Try to have a nice week for a change. I've had a bunch of short weeks, this one included, you know, because I was off through Monday and didn't come out and start until Tuesday, and then today I lost some time at the Home Depot distribution center. You know, I hate to get negative about that place. That's really about one of the very few places that really aggravates me, and it's just because it happens so often. I mean, it hardly ever goes smoothly. Like, you know, today the frustrating thing is, you know, the Maverick folks dispatch me over there, give me a load, and I get there about 8:30 a.m. And the loading time, the pickup time frame they give you is from 1 p.m. to like midnight. You know, and I get there at 8:30 a.m. And considering when I got there, I mean, Home Depot did a pretty good job, I think, of getting me loaded, since they don't know, you know, when I'm going to show up. So, you know, I check in, I go in, and the Maverick person communicates with the Home Depot people, and after about 45 minutes or so, you know, they say, okay, go get in the live load line, because I'm way too early for my load to be a preload. So I go to the, you know, go back and wait in the live load line for probably an hour, and then they come get me, and, you know, it probably took an hour at least from the time I got into the bay till I got loaded. At least an hour, probably an hour and a half. You know, so I was there for 4 or 5 hours, and you know, in my opinion, you know, we should have got detention paid at least from about 10:30 until I left, because the way Maverick does detention pay, you know, the first 2 hours we're there is on us. We don't get anything. So if I got there at 8:30, detention pay should have at least kicked in by 10:30. You know, that would have given me at least a couple of hours of detention pay. You know, it's just the way it happens there a lot. You know, they send us there way earlier than the load is ready. I don't know, it's always something. I mean, I've had my load just totally like overlooked a couple of times. I've had my load just kind of lost in the shuffle, for lack of a better way to explain it. I've had to stay there most of the night. They finally got it ready like 2 a.m. and then to get it delivered when it was supposed to be delivered, I had to leave, you know, at like 2 a.m. and drive all night to get it there. You know, it's hard to feel good about that place. Anyway, just venting some frustration. You know, you just have to, I mean, I did get a home load out of it. That's the good thing. You know, it's one of those things that, you know, if I had to pick up there very often, you know, it would get old. It really would get old. I'd be unhappy. Luckily, I only have to go there once every few months. And it's good that they have overnight parking. You know, that'll make it good to get the week started. Because, you know, from Rogers, Arkansas, on a Monday morning, you know, if they start unloading me right around 6 a.m., you know, I'll probably be out of there by 7:30. They'll probably deadhead me to Fort Smith. In fact, I think I'll call my fleet manager and see if I can go ahead and get a commitment for a deadhead to Fort Smith in case they get me unloaded at like 6:45 before the Maverick ALM starts sending out loads. So that's a good idea. All right, well, I'll see you when I get to North Little Rock. We'll do a weekly recap. Okay. So I called the fleet manager, Paul, and explained that I'm going to be there at 6 a.m. when they start receiving Monday morning. Could I go ahead and get a deadhead to Fort Smith? And he said, well, I probably won't get a deadhead order sent to you, but just go ahead. If you get unloaded before the ALMs come in, just go ahead and head to Fort Smith. He said, that's a pretty safe bet. Just go ahead and head to Fort Smith. So that's cool. At least I know what I'm going to be doing to start the week on. So there you go. All right, folks, I'm arriving here at North Little Rock. About to wrap up this week. It's Friday, a little before 8 p.m. Yeah, I picked up this load down at the Dallas Home Depot Distribution Center today. I've gotten over my aggravation. Okay, so the thing about this load that I wanted to talk about is, you know, it's 8 p.m. By the time I get parked over here at the Maverick yard and get off my clock, it'll be 8 p.m. You know, we've got to have a 34-hour break to get my 70-hour clock back. So, you know, I would get my clock back early Sunday morning sometime. And as I mentioned before, you know, Maverick wants us to have our Monday loads delivered by 10 a.m. So with this particular load, I'm just going to tell you this so you can see your options on figuring out when you want to leave. You got a little, sometimes you have a little bit of, you know, a bit of an option. So I could get up, because from here to my customer up in Rogers, Arkansas, it's going to be about, I'm going to say about a 3.5 hour drive. Here's the Maverick Driving Academy to the right. So it's about a 3.5 hour drive. I could get up and leave Monday morning, say, you know, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and get there before 10 a.m. and keep Maverick happy. So you could do that. That way I could be home, you know, the rest of this evening, Saturday evening, and Sunday evening. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave out late Sunday afternoon. I'll probably leave the house about 4:30. Get out here, get my truck loaded up. Probably leave here by 5:30. Get up there probably about 9 o'clock. I called the customer today. I confirmed that they do have overnight parking and that they start receiving at 6 a.m. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get there Sunday night, camp out there, get unloaded early. They start at 6 a.m. The fleet manager's already said I could go ahead and deadhead to Fort Smith. So I'll be at Fort Smith early on Monday morning. You know, probably by, let's say, you know, 9 a.m. if everything goes smoothly. Looking for a parking spot. And getting there that early on a Monday morning, I might even get a preload, which would be awesome. You know, I could just zip in there, get a preload, wham bam, be back on the road and get a good healthy week started. Because I've had a lot of short weeks lately. I need a good big mile, nice paycheck. Here's the training building right in front of us. Man, I didn't think it'd be this hard to find a parking spot. I can park right here on the end, but I don't want to because this glass trailer is parked over here on the side. I guess I'm gonna have to do a front row, much as I hate to. I'm looking back to see if there's any spots that I missed back there, but there's not. Well, shoot. Alright, I guess I'll get up here. Hopefully the guys will wash my truck for me. Alright, I'm gonna park right here. Anyway, that's the kind of thing you'll be faced with sometimes. You know, figuring out when you want to leave, you know, whether you want to have some extra home time or extra drive time. I've already talked it over with my wife and told her, you know, I'm thinking of leaving Sunday afternoon late. So that's where we are. All right, get back to you in a minute. Okay guys, let's do a quick review of last week's miles and gross pay. The miles were 1505, 1,505, short week. Okay, let's see. Let me get to the payroll email. All right, so gross pay was $1,446.07, 1446.07. And let's see, I had $100 of holiday pay in there. This is the week of the Independence Day we're talking about. Had a vacation day in there. So, you know, oddball week. Golly, I got 20 emails in here. Whew, gosh. All right. Sorry about that. All right, let's get out real quick. I'll try to show you some more of this load Monday morning when I deliver it and get it untarped. Go over the securements a little more. See, this is one of the glass hauling trailers. They got these A-frames here, you know, that they secure the glass onto. They're not usually sitting out here like this, but all right, I don't remember if I showed you this or not, but here's the load after we got it tarped. Let me turn my lights on. I'll make sure all my lights are working before I leave, because if something's wrong I could turn it into the shop. So I'm looking forward next week to hearing from Jeff and Charles, you know, who just finished their securement new hire training here this week, a couple days ago, and are awaiting their assignments to get hooked up with a trainer truck. So be anxious to hear from them as that develops. All right, all the tires, all the lights are still working. Guess I'm good. All right guys, I'm gonna go home, have a little break. See you out here Sunday afternoon.